gentlemen. Guten Abend. Bonsoir. Good evening. We get. Comment ça va? Do you feel good? I bet you do. Good. Ich bin auf Konferenz. Je suis fast compare. I am Europe. Wir sagen Welcome in Cabaret, oh Cabaret to Cabaret. Leave your troubles outside. So, life is disappointing? Huh? Forget it. In here, life is beautiful. The girls are beautiful. Even the orchestra is beautiful. I told you the orchestra was beautiful. And now introducing the Cabaret Girls. Heather. We had a loaf of bread for every selfie Heather's ever taken. World hunger would be a thing of the past. Trista. Now Trista works very hard on her vocal capabilities. She goes to her music teacher to teach her all the deep low notes. I do my best with the high notes. Joelle! Now Joelle is definitely a mother I'd like to fetch a tall glass of water. Kim! Now this sweet looking thing, you'll be thinking, she must be nice. But I'm sure up there, her mind's way dirtier than Flint, Michigan's water. Jen! Now Jen here is a strong Puerto Rican woman. You're perfect. Nice teeth. And Jessa! Now what can I say about Jessa? Other than she definitely gives love a bad name. Thank that is for the Cabaret Girls! Now introducing the Cabaret Boys! Kirk! Now Kirk here is a hard-working man, a loving father, but there's one problem. He's an obnoxiously loud Republican. Tom! Now Tom here, he's a hard-working man, a loving father, but there's still one problem. He's an obnoxiously loud Democrat. But they're both on the stage together, so that means something. Frank! Now Frank here, Frank's got a big, large heart for the theater. Get right, Frank. And Tad! Oh, Tad, seen a few chairs lately? Nope. Good, keep the destruction to a minimum. And myself! So, you know, I'm a permanent tenor. So it kind of has problems in the workplace whenever they confuse you for a woman over the phone.
Rice has a lower voice than him.
And welcome to the 4th annual Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS Cabaret!
Just Good evening, and welcome again to the 4th Annual Moonlight Cabaret for Broadway Cares and Equity Fights AIDS. The opening song you just heard was Welcome from the 1966 Broadway production Cabaret, a musical based on a book called Goodbye to Berlin, written by Christopher Isherwood. The music was written by John Kander and lyrics by Fred Ebb. The production became a hit, inspiring numerous subsequent productions in London and New York, as well as the 1972 film by the same name. Quick item on just some information on why we're here tonight. Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS is one of the nation's leading industry-based nonprofit AIDS fundraising and grant-making organizations. Broadway Cares awards annual grants to more than 450 AIDS and family service organizations in all 50 states. Since 1988, Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS has raised more than $285 million for essential services for people living with HIV, AIDS, and other critical illnesses across the United States. In the past 3 years, with your help, we have contributed over $10,000 in support of Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. That's including over $5,800 last year, and with your help tonight, we hope to exceed that total this year. We have given you several ways to support our fundraising efforts tonight, with the ticket sales, the raffle items, concessions, auction items, or you can just give a straight donation to the event. 100% of all the proceeds from our event are going to Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. Everyone associated with this performance tonight is also donating his or her time for free, and his or her time and talent free of charge. That, in my opinion, is a fabulous, and this, in my opinion, is a fabulous and passionate and amazing group of musicians and performers. And it has been an honor and a privilege to share the stage with each of them. We hope you will enjoy the show and stay for the live auction afterwards. We appreciate you making the time to come out and support this charity event this evening. Our next song is a musical from the 2015 Broadway hit Something Rotten, a musical comedy with a book by John O'Farrell and Carrie Kirkpatrick, and music and lyrics by Carrie and Wayne Kirkpatrick. Considered a mashup of the 16th century Shakespeare and 21st century Broadway, that tells the story of the brothers Nick and Nigel Bottom, two playwrights stuck in the shadow of that Renaissance superstar, Will Shakespeare. In this number, Nick is looking for a soothsayer and inadvertently comes upon Nostradamus, but not the Nostradamus. This is his nephew, Thomas Nostradamus, who Nick employs to look into the future and foresee what the next big thing in theater will be. The answer? Musicals. Nostradamus shares with Nick the most informational, speckled premonition either of them have ever experienced.
You know, I need to come up with some kind of idea that'll beat Shakespeare in his own game.
Have you thought about doing a musical?
Ooh, what the hell are musicals?
Well, it's a play where the dialogue stops and the plot is conveyed through song.
Through song? Yes! Wait, so an actor is saying his lines, and then out of nowhere, he just starts singing? Yes! Well, that is the stupidest thing that I have ever heard. You're doing a play, got something to say, so you sing it? It's absurd. Who on earth is going to sit there while an actor breaks into song? What possible thought could the audience think other than this is horribly wrong?
Remarkably, they won't think that.
Seriously? Why not?
Because it's a musical. A musical. And nothing's as amazing as a musical. With song and dance and sweet romance and happy endings happening by happenstance. Bright lights, stage frights, and a dazzling chorus. You want to be great, then you gotta create some musical.
I don't know. I find it hard to believe that anyone actually would pay to see something like this.
Let's just say it's a Saturday night and you want to go out on the town. Got a lady to flatter who might give it up if you don't let it down. You can go see a tragedy, but that wouldn't be very fun. Or a play from Greek mythology. See a mother have sex with her son. You can go see a drama with all of its trauma and pain. Or go see something more relaxing and less taxing on the brain.
Go see a musical, a musical. A puppy keeps releasing all your musicals, where crooners croon, a catchy tune, and then your lady fill you till you swoon. Who's ours? Big applause and a standing ovation. The picture is right, you just write a musical.
Some make you happy,
Some make you sad,
some are quite big,
quite small.
some are too long.
Some just plays with soul.
Some musicals have no talking at all.
No talking at all?
That's right. There's no talking, and all of the dialogue is sung in a very dramatic fashion.
Really?
Yes, really.
There's no talking?
There's no talking. And they often stay on the same note for a very long time, so that when they change to different notes, you notice. And it's supposed to create a dramatic effect, but mostly you just sit there asking yourself, why aren't they talking?
That sounds miserable.
I believe it's pronounced miserable.
People actually like this?
No, they love it.
What's not to love?
It's such a delight.
There's something quite like a musical.
Wait, I get it now.
We'll do a musical.
No kidding.
A musical. What could be more amazing than a musical? With song and dance and sweet romance. And with the musical we might have half a chance.
Who's us? Big applause with everyone cheering for us. And for some unexplainable reason, the crowd goes wild every time. When dancers kick in unison in one big wonderful night. And then you got yourself a musical. A musical. A la 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 la, a musical. With flashy style and a big big smile. A jazzy hands, a stand that aisle. Cross my heart, hope to die. If it is a doozy,
Take it from me.
they'll be flocking to see. Your starlet won't quit making musical.
Heathers the Musical is a rock musical with music, lyrics, and book by Lawrence O'Keefe and Kevin Murphy, based on the 1988 cult film Heathers. After a sold-out Los Angeles tryout, the show had a production off-Broadway in 2014. The show, while a comedy, deals with issues such as teen suicide and bullying. It tells the story of Veronica Sawyer, a brainy, beautiful teenage misfit who hustles her way into the most powerful and ruthless clique at Westerford High, the Heathers. With our next number, Candy Store, we join the Heathers for a taste of their elitist banter as Veronica soon realizes that popularity is a double-edged sword.
we gonna have a problem? You got a bone to pick? You've come so far, why now are you pulling on my dick? I normally slap your face off, and everyone here can watch. But I'm feeling nice, here's some advice. Listen up, biatch. I like looking hot, buying stuff they cannot. I like drinking hard, maxing dad's credit card. I like skipping gym, scaring her, screwing him. I like killer clothes, kicking nerds in the nose. You lack the balls, you can go play dolls. Let your mommy mix you a snack, whoa. Or you could come smoke, pound some rum and coke in my Porsche with the quarterback. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Honey, what you waiting for? Welcome to my candy store. Time for you to prove you're not a loser anymore. And step into my candy store. And you repay the check, healthy cheap. All you have to do is say goodbye to Shamu. She's not your friend, I can tell in the end. If she had your shot, she would leave you to rot. Of course, if you don't care, fine, go braid her hair. Maybe Sesame Street is on. Whoa! Don't forget that cream and get in my Jeep. Let's go tear up someone's clothes. What you waiting for? Welcome to my candy store. You're gonna have to prove you're not a pussy anymore. And step into my candy store. You can join the team, or you can bitch at home. You can live the dream, or you can die alone. You can fly or keep the Lord if you prefer. Keep on testing me and then love like her. Honey, what you waiting for? Heather, into my candy store. Time for you to prove you're not a late ass anymore. And step into my candy store. It's my candy store. It's my candy. It's my candy store. It's my candy. It's my candy store. It's my candy store.
Rocky, the legendary underdog story from the big screen that inspired us all to go the distance, made its live stage debut in Hamburg, Germany in 2012 as Rocky the Musical. Adapted from the screenplay 1976 by Sylvester Stallone, with music and lyrics by Stephen Flaherty and Lynn Ahrens, the show ran for 2 years in Hamburg before moving to the Broadway stage in February 2014. Rocky brings to life the story of struggling small-time Philly boxer Rocky Balboa, who gets a once-in-a-lifetime shot to go the distance against heavyweight champ Apollo Creed. At the heart of this tale is the love story between Rocky and Adrian. Join us for our next song, Happiness, which gives us a glimpse into their heartwarming relationship.
So here's what it is.
Here's how it feels, having a life with you in it.
That one gets me every time. Mushnick and Son is from the rock musical Little Shop of Horrors by composer Alan Menken and writer Howard Ashman. The story tells the tale of a hapless florist shop worker who raises a plant that feeds on human blood and flesh. The musical is based on the 1960 comedy film of the same name, directed by Roger Corman. The music, composed by Menken, is written in the style of early 1960s rock and roll, doo-wop, and early Motown. In this number, Mr. Mushnick has realized that his store's sudden profitability is completely dependent on the plant, and therefore on Seymour. Mushnick takes advantage of Seymour's innocence by offering to adopt him and make him a full partner in the business. Having always wanted a family, Seymour accepts, even though Mushnick has always yelled at him and treated him poorly.
He'll think about it. He'll think about it.
I don't like that guy, Mr. Mushnick. You should get away and talk to Audrey.
God in hell, no, the kid just said he'll mull it over.
Makes me sick. Makes me sick.
If you left me, if Seymour left me, why then I'd be right back where I started, which was broken, starving.
Sweet, good, beautiful as she is, she deserves a prince, not this a creep like him.
Close to bankrupt.
Who would allow us?
Beset, befuddled, and bereft. That's what I'd be if Seymour left.
He's a disgrace to the dental profession.
Seymour!
Sir?
Seymour! How would you like to be my son? How would you like to be my own adopted boy? I never liked you much before, but now the time is before. I will wait you much before. See ya!
What for?
Seymour, I want to be your dad. I want to see you climbing up my family tree. I can make you understand how I feel around me. So I'm proposing to be my son. Mushnick and Son. Sounds great. 3-1 will bring the fate. So say you'll incorporate. What business will do? How about it, Seymour, be my son? Just say the word, I'll get my lawyer on the phone.
Mr. Mushnick, don't be rash. You always say that I was trash.
Oh, I was joking.
Sir, I'm choking.
You're the physical expression of my pride, of the sweet but total mysticas I've held pent up inside.
Gee,
So,
well,
you go ahead and say it, Seymour. Tell me that you will.
gee, I really like you, but
I'll hold my breath until.
all right, you win. I'll be your son.
All right, be my son.
I'll let you come live with me.
You swear?
I promise.
What a son!
song from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, a 2004 musical comedy with music and lyrics by David Yazbek and a book by Jeffrey Lane. It's based on the 1988 film of the same name, and the story involves con artist Lawrence Jameson, who makes a living tricking rich older ladies into giving him their money. When Freddie arrives on the French coast, he challenges the status quo, and Lawrence's position as chief con artist is threatened. As they decide the town just isn't big enough for the two of them, they challenge each other to a bet. In the process, they fall for the same woman, but quickly realize that they may have bitten off more than they can chew. In our next song, you will hear the plight of some of those who fell victim to our con artist schemes and are truly pondering the question, what was a woman to do?
Last night I met a man beneath the pale and haunted moon. A man no woman could refuse. Bold and assertive, with a furtive air of mystery. Magically long of lash, tragically short of cash. As he approached, he wore an aura of nobility. I wore these Ferragamo shoes. This was at last I knew my rendezvous with history. What was a woman? What was a woman to do? And when he smiled, he lit the night with grace and confidence. His teeth were clean and straight and white, just like the picket fence. I couldn't look directly at them, they were that intense. What was a woman? What was a woman to do? I never realized how long my heart had been ignored. He sang my name and it rang out just like some major chord. If music be the fruit of love, he ate my smorgasbord. What was a woman?
What was a woman? What was a woman to do? Last night I met a prince and suddenly my life had changed. I had a purpose and a cause to love my dreamy royal
He's
face.
all rebelling and uncompelling here, but never
So slow it makes you mental.
so goddamn continental.
Who guessed that I would be the only
And
one
I'm
to
the
you
only
need
one for this kind of Rio and panache.
He gave me romance and a feeling I was young again.
I gave him hope and strength and a check made out to cash. He had the most amazing eyes that I had ever seen. He came in with a ticket for the second mezzanine. I ripped it up and put him right down there in VIP.
Miss, if you don't mind.
What was a woman? What was a woman?
What was a woman to do?
Yes. He's a player.
Therapy from the musical Tick, Tick, Boom, written by American composer Jonathan Larson, who won a Pulitzer and 3 Tony Awards for his musical Room. Tick, Tick, Boom tells the story of an aspiring composer named John, who lives in New York City in 1990. The story is autobiographical, as Larson himself had been trying to establish himself in theater since the early 1980s. His girlfriend, Susan, wants to get married and move out of the city. His best friend is making big bucks in corporate America, and yet John is still waiting on tables and trying to write the great American musical. Here we join John, who plans to spend the remainder of the evening composing, but he is interrupted by a call from Susan, who wants to see him. They argue, albeit in a passive and psychological manner that scarcely seems like an argument at all.
Are you saying we can't talk?
Are you saying we're not talking?
What are you saying?
What are you saying? I'm saying, I feel bad that you feel bad about me feeling bad about you feeling bad about what I said about what you said about me not being able to share a feeling.
If I thought that what you thought was that I hadn't thought about sharing my thoughts, then my reaction to your reaction to my reaction would have been more revealing.
I was afraid that you'd be afraid if I told you that I was afraid of intimacy. If you don't have a problem with my problem, maybe the problem is simply codependency.
Yes, I know that now you know that I didn't know that you didn't know that when I said no, I meant yes, I know. And now I know that you knew that I knew you adored me.
I was wrong to
Say you were wrong.
say I was wrong about
You being wrong.
you rang to say
The ring was the wrong thing to bring.
if I meant what I said rings bored me. I got mad, you got mad, and I got mad, and you said I should go drop dead. If I were you, would I done what I done, I'd do what I did, having gave you the ring, having said what I said. I feel bad that you feel bad about me, feel bad about you, feel bad about what I said about what you said about me, not me, able to share a feeling. Out in the open.
Now it's on our chest.
Now it's 4 a.m. and we have therapy. Tomorrow is too late to screw. So let's just get some rest.
The 2006 Tony Award-winning Broadway musical, The Dreaded Chaperone, is a parody of American musical comedy of the 1920s. It was booked by Bob Martin and Don McKellar and music and lyrics by Lisa Lambert and Greg Morrison. The story concerns a middle-aged, asocial musical theater fan as he plays the record of his favorite musical, the 1928 hit, The Dreaded Chaperone. The show comes to life on stage as he wryly comments on the music, story, and actors. After a series of mishaps and miscommunication, what better way to tie the knot for our characters than Up in the Sky? As we bring Act 1 to a close, let's join our cast as they sing I Do in the Sky.
is from the hit musical Chicago, an American musical with music by John Kander, lyrics by Fred Ebb, and a book by Ebb and Bob Fosse. Now in its 20th year on Broadway, Chicago is the #1 longest-running American musical in Broadway history. Set in the legendary city during the Roaring '20s, Chicago tells the story of two rival vaudevillian murderesses locked up in Cook County Jail. The story is a satire on corruption in the administration of criminal justice and the concept of celebrity criminal, as our next number demonstrates. Hey, Mr. Flynn, the reporters are here.
Tell me, Butch. Sorry, Roxy. Sit on my lap and act like a dummy. Let me do all the talking.
Mr. Billy Flynn sings the press conference rap. Watch how his mouth never moves. Almost.
Where'd you come from?
Mississippi,
And your parents?
very wealthy,
Where are they now?
6 feet under, but she was granted one more start, the convent of the Sacred Heart.
When'd you get here?
1920,
How old were you?
don't remember.
Then what happened?
I met Amos, and he stole my heart away, convinced me to a vote one day.
A convent girl, a runaway marriage, you poor dear, it's all too terrible.
Who's Frank Paisley?
My ex-boyfriend,
Why'd you shoot him?
I was leaving
Was he angry?
like a madman. Till I said, Red, move along. She knew that she was doing wrong.
Then describe it
He came toward me
with a pistol.
from my bureau
Did you fight him?
like a tiger. He had strength, but she had none, and yet we both reached for the gun. Oh yes, we both, oh yes, we both, oh yes, we both reached for the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, we both reached for the gun, for the gun.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both before the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, they both before the gun, for the gun.
Understandable, understandable. Yes, it's
film of the same name. Written by Tony Award winner Terrence McNally and music by David Yazbek, it tells the story of a group of unemployed, steelworking men frustrated with life, women, and work, who decide that regardless of looks, ability, or anything else, they're going to be the best Chippendale strippers that Yorkshire has ever seen, in order to make some extra cash for a friend in need. Here we join two of our workers, Dave and Harold. Dave contemplates his weight, and Harold contemplates his wife Vicky's spending habits, commenting that they rule my world.
Look at you, you're lying there. I feel your milky skin caress your silky hair. For all these years you've been with me, I tilt my chin and what I see is only you. Not feet or knees. Crumble as I stumble towards the Munster cheese. And in your spell, you chubby fool, and anyone can tell you rule my world, my world. No matter what I do, you rule my world.
Look at you, my life, my dream, my lady with the $80 slumber cream, the $100 haircuts, the novelty appliances we never use, and all those shoes bought for when we go on the Alaskan cruise. My boat is sinking, I don't care, you're everything I want, you rule my world, my world. You're everything I need.
Anywhere you go, I'll follow.
Anywhere I'll follow you.
Anything you want, I'll pay. Anytime you feel hollow, don't worry, I'll swallow it.
Look at me
Just take a look at
and
me.
hold me hard.
You'll never leave my
A
side.
moment, please, before they seize the Visa cards.
Why can't I let you
'Cause
go?
I'd do anything to keep you.
Why can't I just lose you? Rule my world, my world. Though I'm unemployed,
A tad depressed,
I'm overweight,
I'm overdressed.
there's nothing I can do. You rule my world. There's nothing I can do.
We're all familiar with L. Frank Baum's classic story of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. The hit musical Wicked looks at what happened in the Land of Oz from a different angle. With music and lyrics by Stephen Schwartz and book by Winnie Holtzman, it is based on the 1995 Gregory Maguire novel Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West. Long before Dorothy arrives, there was another young woman born with emerald green, skin smart, fiery, misunderstood, and possessing an extraordinary talent. When she meets a bubbly blonde, their initial rivalry turns into the unlikeliest of friendships until the world decides to call one good and the other one wicked. Here we join Alphaba and Galinda as they first meet and contemplate their initial dislike for each other in What Is This Feeling?
Dearest, darlingest Momsy and Popsicle.
My dear father.
There's been some confusion over rooming here at Shiz.
But of course I'll care for Nessa.
And of course I'll rise above it, for I know that's how you'd want me to respond. Yes. There's been some confusion, for you see my roommate is unusually and exceedingly peculiar and altogether quite impossible to describe.
Blonde.
What is this feeling so sudden and new?
I felt the moment I laid eyes on you.
My pulse is rushing,
My head is reeling.
my face is flushing. What is this feeling? Fervid as a flame. Does it have a name? Yes. Loathing, unadulterated loathing for your face,
Your voice.
your clothing. Let's just say I loathe it all. Every little trait, however small, makes my very flesh begin to crawl. With simple utter loathing, there's a strange exhilaration in such total detestation. It's a word so strong. Though I hear it came on at last, still I do believe that it can last. And I will be loathing, loathing you my whole life. Loathing, feeling strong, unadulterated loathing. I know the moment right later on you. My head is rushing.
Let's just say we owe it all.
Oh, what is this
Every little trait, however small, makes my very flesh begin to crawl. Loathing, loathing,
such a detestation?
loathing,
It's a word so strong.
so strong.
It's not fast, still I do believe that it can last. And I will be loathing, my whole life.
Guys and Dolls is a musical with music and lyrics by Frank Lesser and book by Joe Swirling and Abe Burrows. Based on David Runyon's short story, The Idol of Miss Sarah Brown, Guys and Dolls revolves around Nathan Detroit, the organizer of the oldest established permanent floating crap game in New York, who bets fellow gambler Sky Masterson that he can make the next girl he sees fall in love with him. The next girl he sees happens to be Miss Sarah Brown, a pure at heart Salvation Army type performer, and the stage is set for a hilarious series of complications. Our next song, Feud for Tin Horns, is the opening number from the show, and is a fugue trio about the joys of betting on horse racing. I got the horse right here, his name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says that the weather is clear. Can do, stare. It's from a handicap and that's how sincere.
Again, Valentine, goes the morning line. Yes, God, it's always that much at night.
But if he
Bad boys, bad boys,
then
bad boys.
summer year, I got the horn right here.
Lily's Eyes is from the 1991 musical The Secret Garden, based on the 1911 novel of the same name by Frances Hodgson Burnett. The musical script and lyrics are by Marcia Norman, with music by Simon. The story is set in the early years of the 20th century. Mary Lennox, a young English girl born and raised in the British Raj, is orphaned by a cholera outbreak where she is 10 years old. She is sent away from India to Yorkshire, England, to live with relatives whom she has never met. Her own personality blossoms as she and a young gardener bring new life to a neglected garden, as well as to her ill cousin and uncle. Our next song shares the emotion felt by two brothers, as memories of their past are triggered by this new house guest.
Strangely quiet, the storm simply rests to strike again. Standing, waiting, I think of her. I think of
Strange this Mary, she leaves the room, yet remains, she lingers on. Something stirs me to think of her.
From death she cast a spell. At night we hear her sighs. And now a girl has come who has her eyes. She has her eyes. The girl has Lily's hazel eyes. Those eyes that saw him happy long ago. Those eyes that gave him life and hope he'd never know. How can he see the girl and miss those haze?
She has her eyes, the girl has Lily's hazel eyes, those eyes that closed and left me all alone, those eyes I feel never ever let me go. How can I see the girl who has her hazel eyes? In Lily's eyes a castle this house seemed to be, and I her bravest knight became. My lady fair was she.
Has her eyes, she has my Lily's hazel eyes. Those eyes that love my brother, never me. Those eyes that never knew me, knew I longed to hold her close and live at last in Lily's eyes.
Imagine me a lover.
I longed for the day she'd turn and see me standing there. Would God had let her stay? She has her eyes. She has Lily's hazel eyes.
Those eyes that saw me
Those eyes when I
happy
first
long ago.
How can I now forget that I dare to be in love, alive and whole in Lily's eyes, in Lily's eyes.
The Little Mermaid is a Disney theatrical produced musical based on the 1989 Disney film and the 1837 fairy tale penned by Hans Christian Andersen. The musical's book is by Doug Wright, music by Alan Menken, and lyrics by Howard Ashman, Ashman with additional lyrics by Glenn Slater. Mermaid Princess Ariel is fascinated by the world and lives of people on dry land and longs to someday join them, though her father, King Triton, forbids contact. When she falls in love with human Prince Eric from afar, she makes a deal with her father's sister and enemy, Ursula. She is temporarily transformed into a human in exchange for her voice, and may remain so if she wins the kiss of true love from her prince within 3 days. The dangerous mission leads to a showdown between good and evil forces, which only love can remedy. In our next song, If Only, we join the cast as the second day ends. Ariel wishes she had more time and could tell Eric everything. Triton worries about where his daughter has gone. Sebastian is concerned that Ariel's time as a human is almost up, and Eric still dreams of finding the girl who saved him with the voice, even though he does not want to lose Ariel.
That's so wonderfully, impossibly familiar. Why do I feel dizzy in a way I've only felt but once before? How come when she looks at me, it seems like time stops moving? Almost like the way it did that day upon the
in the land. How can Little Mermaid compete with that? If only I knew how, I'd make him see the light. If only it were up to me, this all would turn out right. And if I only could, I'd tell you what I do. I'd simply wave me claw and make your dreams come true. And wouldn't that surprise you if you only knew?
How could she just suddenly, completely disappear into thin water? It's been 2 whole days and I don't know where she has gone. What I Did for Love, from the 1975 musical Chorus Line, with music by Marvin Hamlish, lyrics by Edward Clebin, and a book by James Cookwood Jr. and Nicholas Dante. Before we start the next song, I did want to talk to you guys about the horrible events that happened on June 12th. At 2 a.m. that morning, the city lost 49 people to a horrific attack at Pulse nightclub. People who just wanted to have a good time. And we wanted to take this next song to pay tribute to these fallen victims of a hate-filled attack. It was just a year ago that it seemed like this country was moving forward by allowing same-sex marriage, and it seemed like love finally did win. But after these horrific acts, it seems we still do have a way to go. These young men and women were just living their lives like you and I, having a wonderful evening with friends and some with their family. We wanted to take this opportunity to celebrate their lives. We chose this song as a great remembrance because it's all about love and how we would give up anything for it. Love is love. It's one of the greatest feelings in the world to love someone and be loved by them in return. These young men and women were at a place where they felt comfortable, where they could be who they were and not have to hide anything. It was a place of comfort, a place of happiness, a place to escape and be themselves. I remember waking up that day, hearing about that attack, and panicking, wondering if I knew anyone who was there. Thankfully, I didn't, but there were families and friends who did. They went to bed not knowing that that would be the last time they heard from a loved one. It's heartbreaking to think that one day you can go to sleep and then the next day to find out you lost someone. These people were sons, daughters, parents, and friends. But the good thing that came out of the event is how close it brought this city together. We are Orlando strong. We are there for our fallen brothers and sisters. This attack tried to break the city, but all it did was make the city stronger. The city came together and made sure that everyone, no matter what race, religion, or sexual orientation that you were welcome here, and that you were family. And so we sing this next song to honor Stanley, Amanda, Oscar, Rodolfo, Alejandro, Martin, Antonio, Daryl, Jonathan, Angel, Simon, Juan, Louis, Corey, Tevin, Frankie, Bianca, Mercedes, Juan, Peter, Paul, Frank, Miguel, Javier, Jason, Eddie, Anthony, Christopher, Brenda, Jean, Akira, Kimberly, Jean, Luis, Geraldo, Eric, Joel, Enrique, Juan, Gilmary, Christopher, Xavier, Hilberto, Edward, Shane, Leroy, Louise S., Louise D., and Gerald.
Hairspray is an American musical with music by Mark Shaman and lyrics by Scott Whitman and Mark Shaman, book by Mark O'Donnell and Thomas Meehan, based on the 1988 John Wolters film Hairspray. Set in Baltimore in 1962, Tracy Turnblad is a big girl with big hair and even bigger dreams. She danced her way on national TV and into the hearts of teen idol Link Larkin. Tracy's audition makes her a local star, and soon she is using her newfound fame to fight for integration. So let your hair down and join us for our final number. Tonight's show might be coming to a close, but you cannot stop the beat.
But I just cannot stand still.
Yes.